tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
And let the legend begin, because we're here for the Legends After Show.
Yes.
And joining me this week, Carrie Long.
Hi, I missed you guys. Hi.
And JB Zimmerman.
How do everyone?
How do?
Legend fans.
How do? How do? And guys, I'm Dave Klein. How do? How do?
Exactly.
So, last week, the song we played was from not Game of Thrones, from Lord of the Rings.
Close.
Ooh,
Very
they
similar.
both have Sean Bean with the sword.
They do, and he dies in both. Spoiler alert.
Didn't see that coming.
Whoa! Some people haven't watched Lord of the Rings.
Haven't seen the last two.
All right, so.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
The Two Towers was the
Well, you
best
saw
one.
the first one, though. So
I saw the first one.
Okay,
and
so
I
you're
quit
good.
But
after
Two
the
Towers
first
was
one.
the best one by
quit.
far.
I quit after
Carrie's
one.
clearly got some homework to do.
Carrie's also drinking out of the wrong mug. We're not on BHL right now. We're on AfterBuzz.
They
you
don't
too.
have any other clean mugs, so.
And this is Black Hollywood Live
Okay.
coming in for
You're not black?
Legends.
Davy's not black.
You didn't know that?
Well, now I know.
This is a
Well, I thought I
your
was.
podcast.
You warned me a little bit.
Learning new things, like the Dave Chappelle episode.
I know, seriously. It's like...
All right, this is the KKK episode. It's a great episode.
Bigsby
All
in
right.
the house.
So, again, we're playing another song from a Sean Bean movie / TV show. So if you can figure out, let us know in the comments or in that whole like iTunes thing
Oh,
Yes.
iTunes. I
or
like
YouTube's,
iTunes.
whichever.
I've
so
heard of them.
Or tweet.
let's talk about Quicksand.
Quicksand. Can we talk
Great.
about the title?
Episode 7.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Look at number 7.
I just feel like for those who watch the episode, I'm sure we'll get through it here. I'm just
Are
saying
we going to?
Quicksand is kind of like, really?
It was more like a stereotype.
Yeah,
like-
okay, I didn't want to say it, but I would, yeah.
Yeah, it's
No.
like, what's in the Middle East? Sand. What sounds
Sand.
dangerous in the Middle East? Quicksand.
Got it.
Well, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie The Replacements, but quicksand can be a very deep metaphor.
And why is that, BJ?
Well-
JB, I just dyslexied out on you. God,
Or
I'm
no, I think that's called the
sorry.
fluoridating the slip.
Exactly. What's on your mind?
There we go.
So, Quicksand.
You're not the first person. That's
Every time I look at you, that's all I think
No,
about.
Quicksand-
I was going with the restaurant, by the way. Maybe.
The restaurant, BJ. So,
Exactly. Good establishment.
It is. BJ's is great.
Just
can't.
in general, it's a very positive
Yeah,
thing.
positive
so
vibes.
That's
I
right,
don't-
Italian
I'm not
food
hating on it.
and other things.
Completely.
All right, so
But
Quicksand.
no, quicksand can mean like when you get so deep in over your head, you can't move. Like in quicksand, you start to struggle, and that's where you sink in more, which is the metaphor.
It
Like,
actually kind of
again
worked to what happened in the
something is
episode.
just
Exactly,
a
that's
cheesy
what I'm saying.
stereotype.
So we're in Tucson, Arizona, as we watched a drone, a very specific drone that JB called out.
the Phantom drone.
Drone
with the
fan
GoPro.
over there.
The GoPro.
Well, no,
Was that
we
really
actually-
GoPro?
It was a GoPro.
Can we point out
It
that
looked
the
like Generation 3, the black, the hero.
It was not black, but I think it could have been a 3. I would
That's
hope
what
so.
I have.
'Cause it,
But it
Hopefully
wasn't
it's been
on.
out for a
It wasn't
while. They're
even
actually
on,
making a
though.
new one.
you have a drone.
Regardless, if you have
everything.
the capital to buy a Phantom, which is not cheap, you should
up your
upgrade
game.
to
Well-
to the 3, which shouldn't have had those connection problems.
It
He must have
should
been on a
more
very very slow.
Yeah, here's the thing.
LTE.
It was really shitty camera quality. It's like, what is the worst camera in the world doing on there?
And like it would have been that hard to put an actual GoPro because the audience is gonna see it like, oh, GoPro, like everybody knows GoPro and we're smart people, so why not put a real GoPro in there?
Or why
you
not
don't need to do Hyundai product placement? Just get GoPro
it was
on there.
a real
'Cause
GoPro.
they didn't
I
create
think,
them, that's why.
Good
although I
lord.
do know, we're so sidetracked
We're
right now,
so-
but
but
I
we'll
do
get
know that
back.
Phantom has their own cameras that they like give you if
Was
you
it
buy
a
the whole
Phantom
thing.
camera?
Well,
then?
there was
I
a
don't
camera
know.
on
We
there.
can
Like
go
a
back.
Schmo
We can
Pro,
go
like a
back.
generic
I know, but it was
tweet
also a generic tablet that they were using. So
True.
to
Yep.
control it. So basically, the generic tablet was being controlled by Hassad, who not at all. We never saw it coming that he was going to end up killing his friend.
Just a random dude on on a
random
bike.
dude. Which okay,
With a backpack.
Well, yeah, no, I think that was just like a passerby.
Hey,
It's like,
well, how is
hey,
that like
cool
no
thing
one's gonna
then,
ask
bro.
questions if I just randomly blow up a random dude? B, how the it just blew up. Literally, there was no body.
Right.
It was just a blow up. There was no burns or anything. It wasn't like the dude went
Very
flaming.
powerful explosive.
He just blew up.
Vaporized. He vaporized.
He just vaporized from this explosion.
He fantasized.
As we've learned from The Rock, people can vaporize.
Yes.
Dude just
if
blew
Hollywood's
up.
taught us anything.
That's that fact.
Or did he vaporize?
He did.
Jack Black.
Yeah. Did you just bring up Envy?
I did.
Wow, that's
That's a very random
impressive.
reference. So, after this exciting intro, we come to Martin, who's in trouble, and needing to talk to the bigwigs because of, going to Rogue and that whole thing there that you're not supposed to do, where you illegally act as a cop while you're on free time and go do a completely mission that wasn't sanctioned and all that,
Whatever. He's
I mean,
going
that's
over and beyond trying
that's
to get a
Sean
promotion.
Bean, though. That's how he rolls.
Right?
That is how Sean Bean rolls. That's why he got excused for it. It's like, it's Sean Bean.
Gates had
It's
his
cool.
back.
He
Gates had
does
his back.
this. Martin Odom would do this because
But
it's Sean Bean.
key thing here, though, is Nelson was very much standing up to him under the supervisors. Nelson's presumably
Yeah.
supervisors. So Nelson, clearly really wants Martin to have this job as per the stuff we found out last week with Nelson regarding this. So maybe protecting him, as we might have found out last week, from something worse.
Right. Protecting Martin Odom or protecting Gates' own ass. Like, maybe
Right.
he has such a backstory that will slow, you know what I mean? Like, he's protecting
I think
himself.
both. I think,
Yeah.
he's legitimized it at the very least to, this is in your best interest that I make sure that you don't go off the rails and pursue this anymore, because the best track is you accept the Martin Odom reality, whether that's true or not, we don't know. Right. And, just get back. Like, that's the safest thing, even if it's not true, or whether he's protecting him based on the reality, like if that's horrible.
Yeah.
Or if he is just trying to save his own ass, and maybe they did some messed up stuff to him, and it's just like, okay, don't.
It's also funny to me.
No good.
So they were willing
newspaper.
they were willing to also tell, at least Martin was willing to tell the bigwigs about Virax. I'm surprised he didn't keep that to himself. We also found out in this episode that Virax aren't just any military contractor; they're the top U.S. contractor,
Yeah.
so really important there. So there's a big reason why the government may want to cover that up, is because they are the biggest guys that they use, that the U.S. buys from. So that is who Virax is. And yeah, with the whole Nelson Gates thing, I also thought that was the worst cover story of all time. Like, no, they just altered your face specifically to be in the
Yeah,
Iraq photo.
Dude, Photoshop. That's what happens.
Ask
That's what
Maggie.
happens.
When in doubt, ask Maggie.
Airbrush your neck. Look at your neck.
I mean, I can do.
But my body's so
I
tan.
don't know. I could do a pretty good Photoshop job. Let me just say, where you would have no idea. So it's possible, but it just seems
No,
like
you can 100% doctor
Right.
the photo. I feel
but
like
it's just such a stupid cover story. Like, oh, I believe you. There's tons of these photos flying around for some reason. Someone doctored my face on.
right. No, yeah, I completely agree. I think it's like, totally possible, but at the same time, he could have just been like, but why?
Yes.
Why would they do that? Like, why would you go through all the trouble to doctor a photo and put me on there on the off chance that I'd be stopping by your house
Right.
and
exactly.
would thwart your axe attack, and then we'd hit it off.
Well, that's why
it's
Martin
such a thing.
had
yeah.
to play piano afterwards and let it
And-
all out.
Right.
fucking
Poetry,
slam
gardening.
some
or-
drinks.
That's right.
And then ended up having those Iraqi flashbacks, so clearly he was there, waking up with the sweats.
That was
Yeah.
great. That dream sequence
Very
he had.
sweaty.
Very
Yeah.
Gothammy.
Well, he shouldn't have worn a t-shirt to bed.
He was.
Yeah, we were
you guys
talking
were
about this
talking
and
about that
going to bed.
sleeping naked versus sleeping in clothes.
Yeah,
and-
this was our
Well, no,
conversation
I
while
mean,
watching the
sleeping
show.
wearing a shirt, I think.
What?
I mean, I'm not a huge sleeping naked guy, but I'm saying you can not sleep naked, but also prepare it in a way where you're not waking up
Dear Sean
dripping,
Yeah.
Sleep
soaked
naked.
with
Or
sweat.
just remove the comforter and then you'll. Or
Just
I
kick
like
it off.
I did
just,
a
just
stick.
use the top sheet. That's
I
enough.
do stick one foot out of the covers and keep one under the covers.
Throw on the AC. I don't know.
It's
do what
all-
you gotta
yeah.
do. Make it comfortable though.
Not Martin Odom. He's bad to the bone. He sleeps.
Well, yeah.
under
I mean,
it
he
all.
got
Fully
got a little
clothed under
tipsy, then
blanket.
slept with the gun in his hand. Not really
Yeah,
safe.
not a good
I
idea.
just leave the. I'm ready.
Hopefully the safety was on, but knowing knowing Sean Bean, he's a badass. He doesn't need to leave the
Yeah.
safety when he
Yeah.
sleeps. So during this time, we also know that Crystal wants to know more about Virex as she is his direct supervisor, and Martin won't tell her squat.
Defied her.
So ominous.
Also, promotion. Rice was transferred to DCO. Someone's happy that we're gonna see more of
Yeah,
that.
it was like
Moving on up.
I
We
thought
should
at
put
first
the
they-
Jeffersons.
Yeah. Oh, he's so yummy. I think it's because of the show. They were like, hold up, we can't get rid of Agent Rice. So
Let's
they
promote
quickly
him.
Let's
reshot a
promote
bunch
him.
of scenes and put it into the episode.
I will
because of
say
this show.
he blended in completely as the shooter. Just nailed that.
The
role.
videographer, and I love how he had the little beaded necklace on. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, did anybody else catch
The
this?
vest,
The attention
the
to
backwards
details for the
Kangol
show.
hat.
Backwards hat.
Just was. I was
brilliant.
like, dude.
And then
natural.
Sebastian, I'm jumping ahead, but like he had a nice little pocket of what is a piece of fabric. It was like pink with polka dots. Like the detail in the show, I'm all about it.
Well,
I dig it.
Sebastian knows his stuff for running
He
undercover.
does.
Surprisingly, Agent Rice is pretty good too.
And he had some nice tight shirts on. So well done, wardrobe.
That was what was
Yes.
really
Keep it
important
coming.
there.
Let's
it
talk
coming.
about Sebastian.
Let's talk about
Let's
the.
do it.
Let's talk about the.
Egon.
Let's get
New legend. Are we jumping
Yeah,
ahead?
no, it's cool.
We're
Let's
jumping
do
ahead.
it. Let's do it. I'll just reorganize my notes a little real
Sorry.
quick here.
Keep
We're
me on
keeping.
your toes,
Yeah,
Dave.
exactly.
What's
The game we
going?
like
What
to
is even
play.
going on here? Let's
Throw Dave off.
like way later in the episode.
Sorry. Well, yeah. Let's pull back then.
Well, the
Alright.
reason the legend
Sorry.
came on is because
It's
of
premature,
Prince,
everyone.
Prince of Voodoo.
We will
So
get to
killer. Okay, so the killer Hassad is talking with this old dude who we're going at the park. The chip, like one of those guys that you would think would be stereotypically playing chess at the park. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
of.
bow tie.
Just
With the bow tie, yeah.
Very well dressed. For
And
the,
in
for the
48
dinner party.
hours, the prince will be dead.
Dun dun dun.
So Prince Abu Alibaba from Aladdin.
Hey, they had a great quote then.
It's Arabian Nights,
what did
like
the guy
Arabian
say?
Days.
Arabian Nights.
Wow.
We're gonna get a copyright infringement on this YouTube episode.
I know. There's
Just
pull
for
it,
singing.
Pull the episode.
Pull
Cannot
it.
do it.
Did you guys catch the great quote that Hassan had? He said, Americans speak of everything in terms of sex or money. And then Mr. Bow Tie Dude, what was his name?
Football. I
Yeah.
don't think we caught his name. We just know that he's the leader of the money organization.
Money organizer man who wears bow tie. And then he's like, let's throw
Energy
football.
Corporation.
That's kind you like. They just have
He's in
some nice
politics.
lines.
I'm not sure his role, but
And he's like, that's
Right.
why people don't like Americans, because we like American football instead of other football.
Oh,
That's really what
I
he's
mean,
referring to.
I play FIFA, so I mean,
What's
That's
FIFA?
horrible.
I
Yeah,
watch the World Cup
you're not
and stuff.
American.
In
I like the
F-
Premier
You're not
League.
American. I think
But I also have a
I think
fantasy
soccer's been
team,
growing a
so,
lot.
you know,
honestly, I think soccer's
It's
been growing a lot
diversity.
here.
It's new America.
Definitely. So, we find out Prince Abood.
Abood?
Abood.
Abubu.
Is it Abood? I thought.
I think
okay.
it's Abood. It's
Okay.
Abboud.
course.
Aboud Assad. His
stopping
classified
through.
itinerary has been leaked,
Dun dun dun.
and Aaron Rowley is a suspect.
Did anybody else feel it was very Snowden-y? Snowden-y? Is that a word? It is now. Snowden. I feel like
It's
they're, you know,
Snowdenese.
they're like, ooh, let's get like a Snowden character. Ooh, Aaron Rowley.
What's Snowden?
Snowden. Like the guy leaked
I got
all the
nothing.
documents. National
Oh.
security. He's been.
Oh.
Where's he hiding out now? Russia.
Well, I mean, I like the parallels to.
I kind of like. I like it
reality.
when shows write in like stuff that's relevant-ish.
I
When it
need
happened.
to watch the news more.
Okay. Anyway, for
No,
those out there who
I
know,
hope that
like,
that was an inspiration for it because I mean
Yeah.
that's very on the nose.
It's on the nose. It was internal. It was a guy that was, you know, in there and leaked a bunch of, you know, pivotal documents. So I liked it. Anybody else catch that? Anybody else think it was Snowden? Anywho.
Let's find out. So, the real question to me though is how? How do you catch a guy like Aaron Rowley? What possible way can we lure him in and find out more information from him?
I know.
Oh.
Put a pair of boobs on it.
There it is! Ding, ding, ding! That is the answer. $100,000.
9 times out of 10.
Titties.
9 out of 10. And then it's like, oh, we
Done.
went with the wrong gender.
Good
Put
thing
it-
we
put
have
an
a
Asian
lead.
rice on it. So
Great. She's
yeah,
like,
so
I read your book.
let's just throw Crystal at him. Good thing that Crystal's a really attractive agent.
True. Good.
Because otherwise,
hire.
a lot of
Good
this stuff
hire.
wouldn't happen.
HR. Nailed
I'll
it.
Christine Duncan.
All she has to do is give the look, and any guy's like, "Oh, what do you want?"
Yeah, just
you
get,
almost
here's my
think
card.
it's-
What's rain check done? Whatever, whenever. Just let me know. You
And
let me know when you're free.
At an
I
art
will
gallery.
be there.
Yeah. And like that guy really thought she'd go for him. Just saying.
Crystal, no, Christine Duncan.
Who's Crystal? I have
Even
no
though we already
idea.
established that, but I wrote that as a note. I wanted to say it.
No.
It was important. Nay. So
Nay.
it's just like it was of all the things. I'm like, of course, this is what they're doing. They're gonna do that ploy, but it's all good. So After this, we end up in Westwood, California, maybe outside of BJ's.
There is a BJ's in Westwood.
There
Is
is.
there at UCLA?
There's BJ's everywhere.
But there's
And
one
as there
in
should be.
LA.
But there aren't any really in the valley though.
It's too hot. It's too damn
I don't
hot.
know.
Because all that Italian
Restaurant.
food. That's what. Yeah. Like I don't have time. I'm too sweaty for BJ's. But I don't know. Maybe they're outside Diddy Reese or Mr. Noodles. Mr. Noodles is so good. That's some free promotion for you guys.
Wow. Okay.
Mr. Noodles in Westwood.
Mr.
So,
Noodles and BJ's.
They're tracking
Excellent.
Aaron. And this,
Yes.
BJ's, Pink's, Pink Taco, all the LA franchises. So
Of course,
they're
all good establishments.
very good establishments. So they're tracking Aaron, and there's a dead drop of a coffee mug, and this lady, Hanji, or no, it's Honey
Jabril.
Honey
Honey Jabril.
Honey Jabril. I wrote
Honey.
Haniji for some reason. Honey Jabril picks up the drop, and they find this new suspect, which is Honey Jabril. So she is a big celebrity, and she's
Maggie's
an
hero.
activist. Yeah, and Maggie's
Right,
hero.
she's a women's rights activist.
What is the show trying to say about women's rights activists?
They just want to call them feminists, but they can't, so they had to call it women's rights activist.
That's the PC way to
That
say
is the
it,
politically correct way.
I guess.
Yes.
Because now feminism's a bad word. It's the
It is.
F word.
She had sensible wedge shoes on as well, which I'm telling you guys, it's in the details. I noticed these things. And I love how he had a styrofoam cup, and then he littered it in Westwood. Nobody litters in that area because there's just too many students who are like green, and they'd be like, "Don't litter, bro."
Yeah, just
I feel like such a
this
dude
happened
with
to
these
us.
details that you notice
accidentally
about the
dropped.
heels.
I do. I notice all this stuff.
I don't know. When I was
no,
in
it was a pretty
Westwood,
quick drop.
It was a quick drop. I'm
a
just
quick drop.
saying, like, playing into the character.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's why she was able to locate it so quickly is because there was no other
There's no other
garbage.
trash, right? And
in
come on,
sight.
they're so top secret and using drones, and then they're like, "But I've got a great way for me to get information to you. We'll put it on the back of something, a political piece of garbage, put it in a cup, and then I'm going to drop it by a tree, and then you come by in your sensible shoes and pick it up."
honestly, I thought this was more sneaky than the drone
shoes, of
thing.
course, you
I
have
was
to
like,
notice
if they didn't have someone tracking them, I was like, that was a pretty sneaky drop. Like, I was like,
Yeah,
hey,
no,
that
I
was
was
a pretty
like,
good
okay.
drop. I like that drop.
You're going to try it out tonight.
That
Go
drop?
drop
Probably.
some trash, see what happens.
Yeah,
It's like
Maybe
a
we
message in
already
a
did.
bottle. Maybe
You
you,
don't know.
did. Thanks for
You don't
telling
know.
me where to go find
Well,
it.
You're just gonna have to check random cups.
that was the point.
Everywhere.
That was the
Yeah.
point. Did you notice the drop?
No, I'm going to start.
Because it already happened.
Oh, I missed the trash
You weren't
drop.
following. Because someone's not following you, it works. That's the point.
No, yeah, I mean, for a note pass off, I was kind of impressed by that.
I actually was too. I was like,
all right.
no drop.
Well, I mean,
So,
you can't just leave that
Interesting.
anywhere. It would fly away.
And I guess you couldn't do a text because it could be traced, and they're all super smart and stuff. So
Plus, styrofoam not gonna biodegrade anytime soon.
that
That note's
that's
gonna
a
be there.
brilliant point.
You can take
There
that
you
to the
go.
bank.
There you go.
that's really smart when it has sensitive material in it.
Exactly,
And,
just
and it's going to be there
Do
forever.
something that, yeah, exactly.
So, Martin and Rice head over to Honey's house, or Honey's apartment, I should say, like condo, apartment, and or maybe hotel. But there's a manager at the front who won't let them in, and it's time to go posing as a dishwasher repairman.
That was great. And I
That
thought-
was the first
yeah.
legend.
Yeah, and he just carries that stuff in his trunk.
Of course.
Well, you gotta be
Of course.
prepared. Again,
And
again,
yeah.
Sean Bean clearly
Always.
has tricks up his sleeves. He's like a magician.
He's
just
trying to
whips 'em
mash it
out.
all in until they kill him off. So
I'm surprised he had a jacket though that would fit Rice.
I am too, because he's so beefy.
We also have Maggie having the best technology in the world.
Yes.
Amazing.
Well, no, I feel like that could exist though. I mean, because
Agreed.
again, sorry to geek out for a second, but there are people that you talk like online. You can even do that, and there's like.
Well,
Really?
you can do the voice modulation, but usually it's not so precise as like
Right, I don't
we
know
can
if you
match
can
an exact
whip out
celebrity.
The, like,
Yeah.
oh, we
idea.
have the
But-
the Honey Jabril.
Right.
Just type that up.
But yeah,
It's
like the
an
voice
app.
modulation
It's,
too. Like,
it's the Honey Jabril.
but the voice modulation affects specifically your vocal tone too, where it's
Right.
like let's add like 10 extra pitch to your vocal tone that comes out the microphone on the other side. So it's just like a really quick flip of the switch where they turn on extra modulations in various ways to your voice. for
True.
what
I feel
goes out of
like
the
this,
receiver.
yeah, it could have something. I mean, if you
believe
had
that.
like pre-recorded accents and dialects and stuff, you could just say certain phrases and it would just match the
Yeah,
words.
she's
in
given
that.
so many speeches. They have ample.
I mean, I think
vocal footage.
I think in the future this would definitely be plausible. I mean, it's not like I don't think current day we have it, but it's definitely
Well-
a plausible future thing, which is fine.
Are you part of the
Which does-
DOC though? I don't know.
part of the DCO.
God, you accepted me with that.
I know. I kept calling the DOC.
Yes, DCO.
DCO.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
I want to give big
DCO.
props, though.
Touche.
Big props. Because you know how they had two of them and they're going to fix a dishwasher and then, the guy lets him in and he's like, it takes two of you to fix a dishwasher. I was already like, why? That doesn't take two people to fix a dishwasher.
That was some quick thinking.
I'm just glad they called it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. Actually, I appreciate stuff like that. Like, audience is going to be thinking this.
Yeah. Know your audience is smart and give them what they're already thinking. So, and it was clever. It was well done, TNT writers.
Plus, Rice got a little jab at.
He did.
In there.
Oh.
Ooh, trainee.
Surprised
Look
he
at
didn't
him. He doesn't. He
jack it up.
clearly doesn't know how to repair a dishwasher.
Good thing Martin actually played it off right away because Martin gave this dumbfounded look like, boo. If you notice, right after he said that. So, yeah, so we got a training and they look into it, these dishwasher repairmen, and they find that they use a Lacey external hard drive.
It's a good call.
Very portable.
Yeah.
Placement. Very durable.
Also,
Very durable.
I mean, I would
Not that I've
go
ever
as far
done.
as
I think
to
you
say
could get them
it's
at
an
about-
industry standard.
I think you go about
for
2
all
terabytes
shoots.
now.
Yep.
And you also don't need to plug it into a wall.
Very convenient.
just
Very
plug it
handy.
right
They wouldn't have
into
to
a
find an
laptop.
outlet, shuffle some papers.
You can tell that we work
plug
in,
and play. People.
You can tell that we work in the industry where we know all about external hard drives. We're like, oh, I know that external
works
hard
very well
drive.
with PC and Mac. So
Yeah, actually, it's
all
true.
good.
You can
Nice
go back and
external.
forth between them. You don't actually have to reformat it.
That's really good stuff.
I just got one. I need a lot of external hard
They're
drives.
geeking out. Save me. It's all right though. Good product placement. A lot
It
of
is.
product. There was a
Well, yeah, I mean,
Hyundai product
that one
placement.
isn't as product placement as much, just
As the
because
Hyundai.
it's like an anywhere filming like you use those. Like everybody uses those.
For sure.
Well,
It's
it's
like an
not-
industry standard.
Well, it's also not as much because they didn't show the label. They just pulled it out as like a
Yeah.
very quick cut.
Right.
It's just JB and I happen to recognize it because we use those hard drives. So
Oh
it's
my
like,
god,
so-
that's so interesting. Just kidding.
babe.
Meanwhile,
I agree.
back at
So, babe, what's up? You want to talk about some hard
Wanna talk
drives?
about my
It's pretty
hard
cool.
drives?
This is a hard drive show with Davey and Jay.
My hard drive's so big, it's 4 terabytes. Yeah.
Whoa.
All right,
It's
so
hot.
Martin. So they actually find the note, and in the note, they find out that it has information about where the prince is going to be in his schedule. So it seems like Honey is somehow involved in some sort of way or fashion. I mean, clearly she already was because she got the drop. And he also they find Hassad, and Martin comes up on Hassad.
Yeah, I like how it kind of threw you a curve where he got one good hit and then boom,
Yeah.
just
I
laid
love
out.
that. As soon as like Hassad like punched Martin, I was like, "You made the wrong call,
And you're just
Hassad."
like, wow, big
like-
mistake.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I got some satisfaction out of that.
Satisfaction.
See now.
Well, yeah,
music, eh?
anytime Martin Odom is just
Satisfaction.
snapping necks, it's awesome.
I agree.
It's awesome times.
No, too bad though. Diplomatic immunity was there to ruin the
Wait,
day.
I
every
don't
time.
understand that. Isn't even, I get diplomatic immunity, but like, why would this? I just don't understand. I don't know. I don't understand why he would be taking photos of Hani and then he whips out, "I've got diplomatic immunity." Like, maybe next week they're going to get more
Right.
in depth. It just seemed very generic. Don't punch me. I have diplomatic immunity. Like, it
Well,
just,
no, what's interesting is that I think
Stuck
he
out.
got diplomatic immunity because he was on the whatever his name was, the Sheik guy that
Yeah.
he killed. I thought like that he was on his side, and so that's why the story of watching Jabril as a potential threat was
Yeah.
valid.
I guess the only thing with that, I don't know. I didn't totally pick up on it, but that would have been the way to make it valid because otherwise,
Yeah.
like. It's like, well, you're doing something illegal, so it doesn't really matter if you have diplomatic immunity because you still
Exactly.
can't do illegal stuff in our country.
But that's what was the only inconsistency is the fact that, if he was, then he would know that he's coming in for that meeting press thing. And so the whole Crystal art show is kind of like, well, you guys knew anyway. You could have texted about this.
Also, I learned in
texting
this episode
garbage.
that I need to start going to more art shows, as in I
Yes.
never go to any, because every movie and show has like guys and girls meeting at art shows somehow.
Venice,
and I'm like,
dude,
I
First
just need to start
Fridays.
going to
Check it
art
out.
shows. There's also Culver City has random art shows too.
Really?
Yeah, over in like Maine Culver, but yeah. Apparently
Well,
that's the
gotta
way to
get out
meet. That's the
more.
way to meet
Gotta get out
chicks.
more, Dave.
You got to go to art shows.
no more Tinder.
stuff.
Tinder's old. It's now all about
Ali
being
Larter
on a show.
could be waiting.
You
You
use
don't
this-
know.
Christine Duncan.
You gotta go.
Tinder's old school. It's all about
Yeah,
art
it's all
shows.
about
That's
art
new
shows.
school.
That's, yeah.
I'm so old.
So.
Ancient
Tinder technology.
What is that?
So, Nelson Gates releases Society's diplomatic community, and this is where we get that, now Sebastian has to get pulled out.
Yes, Sebastian.
The most infamous journalist that no one's ever met.
Yeah, and he drinks. I love the character description of
he uses
scotch
a
out of
little
a
anime
mug.
Emoji character.
Does he?
Yeah, does he?
Well, no, like in his profile thing in the magazine.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Here's my question. If he's so super fit, I mean, I guess Maggie just gives him such a backstory that, like, everyone knows who he is. So if he goes to, he went to Hani's speech. So, obviously you have to register. So I'm sure Maggie gets him in. But wouldn't other journalists be like, oh, you're Sebastian. I've heard so much about you. You know what I mean? Like,
I think so. I mean,
like
he
they
just
would be
whipped
like,
out that speech out of his
little,
ass.
that
Like,
was
that was
nice.
awesome.
Slug.
And then I feel like I'm maybe giving him a lot of credit, or Martin Odom being Sebastian Egon, but I want him to be that awesome where he actually is like a part baller writer guy and like has written articles.
Well, that's what I took it
in
as.
character, and just they've been that good.
That's what
so that's why she knows that
Yeah.
of him.
That's what I took it as, was
I thought it
that
was just fake publications.
because when he talked about it, like she knew who he was.
Right.
And when he talked about it, he was like, I publish them frequently, but when I do, I make sure they count. So to me, that was like saying that he actually had written these articles before in this as this character, and he used this legend in the past.
Right, and that's when like you saw his magazine sort of flip through. I think that was like a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but or Maggie somebody could write it.
I mean, yeah. Granted, he's working at CIA, so he has resources that other
interns.
other journalists do not have.
But
so
I mean, Honey knew who
Like,
he
he can-
was,
Journalist
so
doesn't have
apparently
the
she
FBI.
does.
It was great. It was great, though. I loved it. It was nice.
I was just kind of thinking the whole time, I was like, what does Agent Rice got to be thinking when, like, Sebastian goes up and starts giving that speech? Because, like, Agent Rice has never actually seen Martin
he's so
as a
critical
legend.
of him, yeah.
Right. He's only seen Martin as Martin. He's never actually seen him working as this legend. So I was just thinking, like, I wanted to find out, like, Agent Rice's thoughts during that.
Well, he asked him. Didn't he say?
Yeah,
something about
they had
being
some bonding
objective?
time
They were, like, walking
in the
and
stakeout.
talking. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he
Stakeout
was more
and-
really asking, like, about,
Like, how do you come in and out of it?
right, how do you come in and out? But it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't, like, admiring, like, I guess, like, during when he was doing it, like, he was giving a look like, damn,
You're good, man.
that was good. Wow, yeah.
And all I have is this stupid shell necklace to wear. I'm not a legend. Just saying.
You know, Sean Bean.
Yeah, no, I think everybody was impressed with that.
Oh, yeah.
That
It was
speech.
great.
It was
And I
just
like how
whoa,
his hair
okay.
was like, what is it? What do you call it? What do you
Well,
boys
when you
call
wake
it?
up
That
and
messy
the
hair
first
down
thing you
your
do
eye?
is drink whiskey or
Scotch out of a
scotch.
mug.
Sorry, scotch.
He's a gentleman. He drinks
Bedhead,
scotch.
I guess.
Bedhead was great. His hair was exquisite.
Plus,
And a
he's
fedora.
got the fedora, so
But he
yeah.
doesn't wear it. He just carries it.
Well, he wears it
Well, he did wear
sometimes
it when he was in the sun.
Yeah,
Out and
it's-
about.
Yeah.
It's utilitarian. It's got purpose, which is what Egon's about.
I like it.
It's absolutely what it's about. So, I'm like, I just lost my train of thoughts with my nose. And let me just make it really obvious by doing the weirdest laugh in the world.
It's good. Ha ha. We even talked about Sonia, however you want to say her name.
Sonia, probably, I think is
Sonia?
the...
Oh yeah, so yeah, after the moment with Rice where he talks about how he just talks about coming out of a legend, that's where he goes home and Sonia's there waiting for him. So that's where he goes like awkwardly like, I have beer if you want some, because that's what his bag contains. So they're gonna split a beer together, and Sonia just wants to make it work.
For their son. And what convenient timing he has to be thinking to himself after Gates comes over and says, just get back with your wife.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, this has got to be a red flag to him. If it's not
Right.
that, I would be very suspicious.
Because she watches a wedding video and then she gets all nostalgic and it's like, we should get back together for our child.
It happens. Have you never watched your wedding video again and been like, oh god,
No.
that was?
No.
Your kid never comes up to you and says, you should
I mean,
get
my
back
dog
together
would come
with
up and
Daddy.
look at me and was like, you need to feed me. But that's, I guess
But
I
you didn't
can't.
look at
Yeah, I
you.
mean, the timing could have... Obviously, it's edited for our 1 hour show, so we don't know, like, how when that conversation with Gates happened and when she came over and was like.
But I imagine this
Aiden.
have taken span within a week about.
Fair enough.
Right.
I know, I mean, because there's the 48 hours. That's the
Right.
thing. So it's got to be 2 days.
True.
So this
true.
is within like 1 or 2 days of him having that speech with him.
Fair
so.
enough. But at the same time, I feel like he was married to her. I think they may still be married, like just separated, and they've
so.
got a
I
kid
think
together.
they just had divorce
Clearly,
papers in the works.
They like interact.
Yeah.
And she had,
On, like,
she
a
had
regular
pushed him
basis.
away because he was crazy and he couldn't remember who he was and all
Right.
of this. So, and she's obviously doing what Gates said to do because she showed back up. So now it makes you wonder, well, who is this Miss Sonia? She's got to be a legend.
Yeah, you definitely do have to wonder where Sonya's coming from. And that's the real
She
big
did
question.
say
is
she
Sonya.
loved it though in the last.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did she love him like was she told you have to go be in a relationship with this man as a legend and then she fell in love, or was she in love and then somehow something happened that Gates is like, go be a good wife?
What if it was like she was a stalker of his beforehand?
That would be
And like
brilliant.
he actually hated her and was like trying to like get away from her, and then like this was her big opportunity to be with him.
There you go. Maybe
Got to
during
jump
the
at that
coma.
chance.
There you go.
Stalkers take note.
Selected to be.
You just gotta somehow get your idol's memory wiped out and then just say you're their wife.
It's that easy.
Hello, you had a coma. Perfect timing.
Boom. That's how you get
Perfect.
in. That's the way. But yeah, I
Yeah,
imagine
so
he
they
has
kiss
to be
and make up.
suspicious.
I mean, we'll see where that goes. I'm not sure that's. He's gonna be like, all right, we're moving back in.
yeah.
What up, son?
But yeah, hopefully he will actually be wary of this. So, Honey Jabril gets a call from Aaron Rowley, and Aaron and Hassan are working together to make a bomb. So, it's still like even through the end of the episode, you're not really quite sure how much Honey actually knows.
Right. I think she only was just getting information from Rowley as to where he would be going, so she could have the most impactful, demonstration.
Right.
I don't know if she's really in on the explosion.
Yeah, I don't think she was.
I think
in
they
on
were
the
trying to get her to
explosion.
take the fall for it.
Yeah.
And clearly because Martin Odom intervened with Agent Rice, I think it got a bit foiled.
Like her big thing you just watched, this is more than just normal protest, was to be pulling out a veil.
Dun, dun, no, pull the gun on her. I was like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
yeah, I
they
think
don't
she
know.
was. They were.
That's what a
They
bodyguard's
had a
supposed to do, though.
backstory, yeah, but I was like, come on.
Yeah, I don't think she knew exactly what was gonna happen, like to the details.
Yeah, I
but,
don't
Not
think
the
so either.
But I
explosion.
think
I don't
that
think she
she
saw
knew
that.
like something was gonna go down. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think that she thought it was actually going to be like that.
well, yeah, I don't think maybe everybody getting assassinated in a giant explosion, but maybe like him getting killed. Like she could have thought that, even if it wasn't discussed between them.
Yeah.
I think the way that they even met.
The less I know, the
yeah.
better.
No, exactly. I think she had plausible deniability, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I think
yeah.
just as a smart intellectual, she can only assume high likelihood that he's gonna get sniped or something.
Right. So, speaking of that whole moment, we get everyone watching over Prince Aboud's schedule about what he's doing, and Honey has the protest planned, and she's got everyone ready to go for the protest, and Martin asks her, or Sebastian asks her, how far are you willing to go? And she says, to the death. But whose death?
She's committed.
I think she meant her own death.
I do
like,
too.
I think that it was, I don't know, I was watching it as an audience, but I'm sure a lot of people would agree, maybe you guys too, that like watching it, you were like, you felt like it was very obvious. You're like, look, we're working on the bomb. I'm going to do it to the death. It was all very
No, I thought so too.
blatant.
I thought it was very much like they're trying to make you think she's in on it. Like that
Yeah.
was what I got the whole time.
And then
Was
you're
like,
like, is she?
We
Is she
want
not?
you to think she's in on it,
Right.
And then you start to reverse psychology it in your head, and then
Right.
that reverses itself.
and then reverses again.
Right, see?
And you're like,
Vicious
where
cycle.
am I now? I don't even know.
Well, yeah, I mean, to me,
What rabbit hole have I gone down?
She like believes in this so much that she devoted her whole life, living to it. Like her everything she does
Yeah.
day to day, like from when she opens her eyes to when she closes them, is about
Beautiful. That's
this. I'm
beautiful.
a poet in my side.
yeah, poetry,
It's
gardening,
a,
playing the
piano.
it's a side gig.
It's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
It's
So, of
beautiful.
course, if she's that
I taught
dedicated.
Sebastian Egon everything else.
And Honey.
Yes.
Everything.
But no, I mean, I don't think that she would be afraid to dive for
Absolutely
this.
not.
Yeah.
I don't think
Totally
she's
agree.
gonna necessarily volunteer
Right.
all the time to wear like a suicide vest. But I think if the time came where it was like, be a martyr and to succeed, she would be
Yeah.
okay with it.
Well, in this place, we also have the Arcadia. That's what it's all about, is the Arcadia Energy Company.
Looked like the chase symbol. Did you guys?
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing.
I was like, oh.
Nice.
I was thinking exactly that.
We're on the same wavelength.
And I was
for
like,
that.
are they trying to say something about Chase here? Because it was the white policy. It was the same white guy from the beginning, that old guy. He was the head of Arcadia. So now we found out he's in on it. He's probably the one who leaked that part of the schedule because he knew.
Right.
This was the guy who knew that they're coming to Arcadia because, of course, they are, because they're meeting with me. I just rattled the mic there, but yeah, because they're meeting with me. So like he would have easily been able to leak that info.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's weird that we would even need the whole art show scenario, because if Bowtie Dude knows the Phantom operator, the drone operator,
was she just doing it to see if it would leak back?
Clearly there's like, what?
Sorry. No, you had a good point saying like, why do we even need the art show then if this guy's just going to leak the schedule? So do you think
that's
it
what I'm
was just
saying.
so
Like if they were already on the same team, or maybe they linked up later and were like, okay, like let's do this. Let's bring Jabril in.
Jabril.
I guess maybe Aaron. The whole point of Aaron was to get Jabril,
or to confirm he's the leak.
Maybe.
I don't know what he guys.
Well, because whatever Hassad was going to kill this dude regardless.
Right.
Like he was practicing on bikers in Tucson.
That's what you do.
He had a
obviously.
backpack. Just
I mean, that's like textbook. Kill someone
yeah.
with a phantom drone. Like, hello. Step one, go to
And you literally
Tucson.
blow them up so they don't exist anymore.
those bikers all green and happy. We don't need that.
They don't take their helmet off or their backpack.
Safety.
Just enjoying the Phantom drone.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like he obviously was gung-ho, kill this guy. So whether they chose to involve Aaron later or something, and Jabril, like maybe that was afterthought after the whole thing.
Yeah.
It seems weird that they would clue in more people into this killing conspiracy, but
they needed someone to help build the bomb, obviously.
It's not going to build itself.
So, I mean, like, Hassad was like, I can't do this alone. Let's get Rowley to help us out. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. So
wait, was it afterwards? When did he meet in the park? We just watched this episode, so excuse us. I'm trying to think in the timeline. Did the park meeting, the first one with the bow tie guy and Hassad, did that happen after the art show?
I feel like it did. I feel like the art show was at the beginning. Like,
no,
take that
the art
back.
show was afterwards.
Then that makes
the art
sense.
show was afterwards. This was like before. That was before to establish that this dude's bad because he's actually going to kill somebody.
Okay. So what do we need that whole scene for? Other than to be like something with boobs on it can be a distraction.
Because this is how we got the info from Aaron to then find out that Honey was involved to then get connected to Honey, so then we could find out that Honey is related to Hassad, and then
then maybe Hassad is just practicing his drone kills for like a rainy day.
Basically, it's a way to get the Honey. That was what it was.
It's a resume builder for him.
Okay, so, I mean, I buy that. Yeah, I mean, you gotta keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
So the Arcadia Energy Council, Hassad has a special way to leave, and Honey gets clued in on it from Aaron. So this maybe was the point, was just to connect to Honey, because this is part of the plan. Is like from her then creating this diversion to stop the prince from leaving, and this is how Hassad and Rowley were actually able to use the drone to murder.
Right. I mean, clearly not. They're fast.
Because now he's a stationary
not as fast as a Lincoln town car.
Right.
Yeah. And I love how he's honking, because that's how everyone drives in LA. Well, honk, 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 honk.
I guess it's like I don't know what else to do, and there's a giant crowd of people.
Yeah, there is. Really,
I don't know. Put it in reverse. Go
just try it anyway.
Slowly nudge them out of the way.
I actually did see a video like that where someone just was like, I don't care, and just kept on going.
Coming.
And it's gonna come anyways. Do what you want.
You can get out of the way or not, but.
Yeah.
It's like I've got the power. I have the power by standing in front of you. Stop.
But I'm honking.
It's like in Austin Powers where it's just like
3-point turn. 3-point turn.
Absolutely is. Yeah, 3-point turn away. All right, so and that is when we get the demonstration we're talking about, where finally Prince Aboud's like, all right, just let me get out and talk to her. So apparently they've actually talked before.
Yeah, there's a backstory there.
Right.
An intense
she's a pretty famous journalist, and I think that she's Maggie's hero. So clearly she's had lobbying things in the past. She's a public speaker. I think she's pretty well established, and at least her articles or something, maybe they've had diplomatic meetings or something. I think it's pretty clear that they've met before, and she even said that you didn't follow through with your promise.
Right. So yeah, I mean they definitely have met before, but you do wonder like what if Prince Abu was just getting there? He hadn't made it there yet. I don't know.
Plus, I mean, I'm not to defend him because I'm not sure like his political agenda, but if it's anything like politics that we know about in the U.S., like things take time. Like you can't just be like, well, now women can vote.
Right. No, I mean that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, well, what if it really? What if? I mean, I don't know this guy.
What
if he really actually is trying to?
For a while. So.
Yeah, it takes time to do this stuff. What if he's trying?
Yeah.
She's like, I asked you last week and it hasn't happened yet. What is with this?
I wrote you an email. Come on, man.
This is personal.
You said.
You give me your word. Meanwhile, though, Crystal's hauling some ass down the alleys.
Yeah,
yes.
so Crystal...
That was great. Like the little thigh piece.
It's the way.
And a perfect button-up without armpit sweat. How does she do that? Every time I run, I get sweaty.
Use
but not
antiperspirant.
Secret.
Yeah,
she has
it's antiperspirant.
It's strong
deodorant.
enough for man, but it's made for women.
Antiperspirant. It makes it so
every time
you don't sweat there.
Saying.
There you go. So with that amazing antiperspirant, she goes running down and Baywatch style, even though she's wearing clothes and not even in slow motion, and finds out that the cell phone has been tossed away that they're tracking, which was Rowley's cell phone.
Right.
I believe so.
Pretty
right.
Sure. And she just like found it. But did you notice it had little bits of yellow on the case?
Yeah, I did notice that.
Because if it was just black, you'd be like, there's no way in hell she could have just been like, doot, there's the phone. But if they put just a little yellow on it, I know you guys think I'm crazy, all these details.
Well, no, she knew where to like in general.
Right. But like it's a dumpster. I don't know if I dumpster dive. So I'm all about like, it's hard to find stuff.
It's true. I've actually watched her.
I like to pull things out and refurbish them. That's another day. But the fact that she like found the phone was like, but they put bits of yellow on it. I'm just saying, attention to detail. This
it's
show.
a cool case. Clearly, black and yellow go very well
Black
together.
and yellow,
It's very
black and yellow.
AfterBuzz themed.
It's very Wiz Khalifa themed.
Yes.
I mean, AfterBuzz themed.
Yeah.
Steelers themed.
We've been plugging literally every other.
It's Wiz Khalifa and Steelers themed.
So we can throw AfterBuzz in there.
Black and yellow, black and yellow. So.
And Wiz Khalifa.
And Wiz
Newly
Khalifa.
single.
Yep, newly single. And he's actually getting divorced, it sounds like, from my understanding. So. There you go. That's some random news for
Hollywood
you.
relationships.
Nelson
So
Gates
sad.
go talk to he and his spouse to get back together. See,
Good
works
call.
for TV.
Bring him back.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring him
Nelson
back.
Gates is
Where
the ultimate.
is Nelson?
Literally,
when
Nelson.
You need him?
We
He's a
need a
marriage
spin-off
counselor.
show. Yeah, the spin-off show. Nelson Gates,
Nelson's just
marriage
a
counselor.
couples therapist.
Yeah, couples therapist.
Just
That would be the
you
best
were better
spin-off.
with each other.
You were happier,
Go back.
less crazy. Yeah.
That would be so great if there was something like
You're
that.
welcome, TNT.
That actually
Shoulder
would probably
to
be like a pretty funny
Seriously.
YouTube sketch to do. Just like
Let's do it.
Nelson Gates, marriage counselor. And it's just like it's just a
really-
guy and
I
just comes in and is like, "Yo, you need to get back with her because you guys were better together." And talks to the other
Seriously.
person
I'm
separately.
starting that
If
hashtag.
anyone on the Legends production team is listening, I hope you guys are.
Married.
DVD extra features.
I would,
That is comedic gold.
I would totally
Like,
get
literally
that.
2-minute
the
sketch
scenes.
of
That would
him
be
just.
funny.
Marriage counselor.
They already have the therapy set.
Yeah.
For like that they've
there you go.
That's true.
done. So it's ready to go.
That's actually the real
lights are
problem
there.
is
You
that
just
Martin's
rent that
talking
out.
to the wrong therapist in those episodes.
Exactly.
He should be talking to Nelson Gates.
Gates is the best at everything.
You just have to be stereotypical and be like, oh, it's going to be the stereotypical Asian girl therapist. No, Nelson Gates is the true.
Strong man. Get in there.
Get in there. Tough love.
Yeah,
Hey, he gave tough love
exactly.
to Agent Rice, and look at him moving on up to the DOC.
Not-
no, wait, DCO.
not even-
Oh.
Not even the DCO, the DOC.
DCO.
Yeah, now I can't even. Like,
The,
it's
the
so hard to think
Department
about now.
of
So dyslexic
Cringe.
right now. BJJB. Anywho, so
JOB, job. So, this mission ends as all of a sudden the drone flies in and Martin's like, honey, watch out! Mission failed.
yeah.
Explosion.
That was actually an interesting ending. Because I mean, did you guys see that coming? I like how they sort of mixed it up and it was like, you know what, they don't always get
They
everything.
failed,
Like,
but like, why would he protect Hani Which, yay, she lived. But then you have a prince. Like, he's a prince as a public figure. What's going to look worse in the news?
I don't think he could get to Prince in time, though. Prince was literally in the car.
And they were
he just, was
I'm just saying fail.
It was just like he saw the drone in the air. Here's the person next to me. Get down! Get down again! Get down!
Just saying fail. A prince is dead. Failed. Mission.
Honey, you get down!
But that's the thing. It was sort of...
You get down now!
Granted, they don't want anyone to be assassinated via drone bombing.
He sounded like kind of a butthead.
Especially on American soil. But at the same time, it's, a very gray moral area. Sure. Like, he is this guy. I mean, he's got diplomatic immunity, but, if they could write any law or something, you'd probably be like, hey, you know what? You should probably... give women a little bit more rights. I mean, we have. It's worked out.
Thank you for that on behalf of all women. Thank you so much for our rights. Thank you.
You're welcome, because we gave it to you.
You are welcome.
Yes, the men. Thank you, men.
You're welcome.
And
it was all
thank
us.
you, Sean Bean, for saving
If it wasn't for
woman.
Dave and I...
You would have no rights whatsoever.
You wouldn't.
Us too.
You don't even want to know.
You can honor us by taking out to
a nice
restaurant
seafood dinner
that starts with the letter B that's in the Los Angeles area.
Oh, we can go to BJ's.
I'm never gonna live that down. That's fine. They have gift cards.
Excellent chicken sandwiches.
There's their pasta, amazing. Get the chicken with the spicy pasta.
So if you visit LA, one must go to BJ's.
With the blackened chicken.
BJ's in other places than just
nope.
LA. It's not just
well, I mean,
Westwood.
I think you can get BJ's anywhere in the world, really.
Well,
let's wrap up the episode with that and talk about things that will be happening next week. Predictions.
My shirt's stuck on my mic. It's my boob. Just on my boob.
I'm like, is there a line I can cross? I'll cross it.
I think every line we've crossed.
My shirt got stuck on the mic.
We did a fair amount of
Carrie's shirt got stuck on the mic. All right, so there's a diplomatic crisis because you failed your mission. Good job.
No, I predict massive fallout for this next episode, which is cool. I mean, we've only had a few episodes where legends have sort of carried over. Dante Auerbach is the one that comes to mind for me. But it's sort of nice how we stick with something. There's like a larger story. I like how they pepper in things so it keeps things very fresh.
Yeah.
Like you don't get bored with the storyline. Like they're never dragging things out, which I respect a lot in this show. But at the same time, this storyline, I think, can continue, and they can go into a different area with it. It looks like, from the small preview we got, that they're going to be interrogating him. Obviously, the heads up are not going to be impressed with how things went down. So I think it'll be interesting.
Even though it was your fault, heads up, because the one guy we told you that we actually nailed for you, you let go.
I know.
Higher ups.
Just got to listen to Martin Odom. He should not have let that guy go.
What I say?
Every time.
What I say?
Do not question Sean Bean.
Never.
Ever.
Also, Sonya's in trouble again. Well, not again. Sonya's in trouble. Sorry, I think Crystal. Sonya's in trouble.
Who do you think she's? Because in the trailer showed her like someone's obviously in there about to attack her. Who do you think's about to attack her?
I think one of the people relating to the whole Nelson. I hope it's relating to the whole like Nelson Gates and like backstory of Martin Odom thing.
Yeah.
Because if it's just like the Middle Eastern people found Martin's wife and then they're holding her hostage type of thing, I'll be like, oh, I was hoping for the backstory.
Well, plus it's episode 8, so I mean we're right in the mix of everything. So things kind of need to start not coming together and being resolved, but storylines really should be overlapping intensely now, and deepening and layering. So my prediction for next week is I think Rowley. Okay, Mr. Leaks all the information. I think he is going to have to end up. I think Martin Odom's going to realize that maybe this guy is the key to his whole Virex thing.
Do you guys know was season 2? Has that been announced?
I keep looking. I haven't seen anything yet. Have you guys?
So
I have not, but I really hope so because I'm down.
Well, that's also another question for like
big way.
How much they're going to reveal. It really does depend on that. But I mean, I'm assuming they already shot everything ahead of time. But still, that always raises that question, because if they had one season planned, it's going to come up in a tight wrapper of everything. But if they have more planned, then you're not, and it'll just leave like a big cliffhanger for next season.
Well, ratings are solid for the show. They're solid for the AfterBuzz show, and I mean it hasn't been canceled, and it's a new show. So if they thought that it wasn't going to be successful, I think they would have canceled it pretty quickly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and TNT has done really well this year. I think they've been killing it across the board. They
really do know drama.
They do.
They use this tagline.
Maybe
should,
that
like,
should be a tagline.
Maybe make it like a Twitter thing or something.
Yeah.
We should tell them.
We should tell them like hashtag
Think
TNT
tank,
knows
right?
drama.
Yeah.
Or we know drama.
amazing.
Exactly. Maybe
Yeah.
make it like a slogan or something.
Yeah, like that's a really good
commercials,
idea.
even.
Yeah.
And then if we get
We should be
paid for
running
this
things.
too.
We should be
Yeah.
running things.
So guys, that wraps up this after show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We will see you next week for a rope in the quicksand so they can pull themselves out.
I hope so.
Quicksand. Sand that is quick.
Quicksand. So guys, once again, I'm Dave Klein. You can find me on Twitter at the Dave Klein. That is KLEI.
That you forgot for a second. I was like, tell me.
I don't know my last name spelling.
It's tough. It's tough.
But where can we find
The
you
vowels,
guys?
you
Yeah,
never know.
I'm like, give me an E for 50.
Carrie, where can
Hey
we
guys,
find you?
hi! Find me on Twitter. I love Twitter. I love you. It is at Comedia Carrie. That's COMEDIACARRIE. You can also check me out on other AfterBuzz TV shows, Madam Secretary and Homeland.
Nice.
Yes.
Homeland, same dude.
I don't know, right?
Crazy. You guys can find me at JB_Zimmerman, ZIMMERMAN. See, it's not that hard.
I'm curious how
You gotta
Homeland's going to be this
practice.
season. I don't know how to do it. Spelling, not my forte apparently, especially when it's my name. But we'll see you guys next time. So later, guys. See you next week. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.